Imagine, it's a normal, regular day and then suddenly there's a knock at the door. You have a delivery, but you don't remember what you ordered or why, or if you even had money, and why did you order this thing? Because that was me. I got this delivery, and when I tell you the story behind this package, it'll blow your mind. Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Marmalade, and thank you so much for joining me here today on this fantastic video where I'm going to complain. That is right, I'm going to rant. I hope you like it when I get angry because you upset me. No, you didn't. I upset myself. I put myself on a wild goose chase for this package I waited 3 years for. Now this package I'm going to reveal at some point in this video when I have the heart to finally unbox it. I'm just like, oh, I don't want to open it. So let me set the scene for this story. Let's go back to 2020 for a second. I know we don't want to think about that yet, but I need to set the groundwork, set the framework for the context of this story. Now in 2020, I'm sure most of you are aware that like businesses and small businesses on TikTok especially seem to be blowing up. Like nearly every video I got on my feed was like a small business promoting their like little handmade product, and it was like usually something nice and like unique that we didn't really have before. And I feel like a lot of artists as well got this like huge boom in 2020 with their art and their products, and like through TikTok and social media advertising were able to like full scale their business and make it like a full-time thing. And so I, being inspired by this movement and also by a few close friends of mine at the time, my boyfriend as well, Mitch, runs Living Loon, and I was quite inspired by his whole business, and I really wanted to escape my part-time job. At the time I was working at a cinema, and so of course in 2020 they were all shut down, and so I actually had no job. I then got a mold job as a cleaner, and it was terrible. I hated it. I wanted to escape, and I was like, okay, what's a skill that I can have that I can like create my own business? And so I also always loved maids. I always loved like cute handmade accessories, and I thought, why not combine the two? And I made Maid by Marmalade. Now this business, I had so many ideas for it. I absolutely loved it, and I'm still like not against like continuing it, but let me get into it more. I will explain everything. So I started running my TikTok account, and I started sort of like making a few things here and there and kind of testing the waters to see like if it would work or not to be able to make my own brand. And so I made a few products, and I had my first launch on like the 11th of the 11th 2020 or 2021 at 11 a.m. and I sold like a bunch of really cute like Maid headbands and buns and like cuffs and accessories. It was very fun. I very loved it. The Instagram is still up. I haven't like taken anything down, so you can like take a trip down memory lane if you would like. But I sort of realized quite early on with the business is I didn't want to be always stuck behind a sewing machine. Those of you who sew know that it's like quite a laborious task. It takes up a lot of time, it takes a lot of mental energy. You have to be like concentrating the entire time. As like any skill, of course, like drawing, you have to concentrate, make sure you're not drawing the wrong line. But sewing for me was just something that I didn't want to be stuck doing for every day the rest of my life. So I thought, okay, well, let's see how like a lot of other people run their businesses, and that is by having a manufacturer. And so I went looking for a manufacturer because I really wanted to make dresses and stuff, like larger scale things where I designed it, I provided like the patterns and the trims and the fabrics and everything, and then like somebody else would make it, like a third party. And I should have known. I was like, you know what, should I make a sample and send it to them? Like, should I? I don't know. I briefly went on Alibaba and tried to have a look around and see what my options were, and I was struggling to find anything that was like cut sew designer. Like if you can imagine like Lolita and Maids combined into a fashion genre, like that was the style that I was going for. And so I was struggling to find any kind of like Lolita or Maid related Alibaba manufacturers, and so I kind of gave up. I was kind of like, okay, I need like a designer like kind of company that will like help me design and stuff. And so I don't know how I stumbled onto this company that led me down this rabbit hole, this 3-year rabbit hole called Intrepid. And at first I was like, it's like a middleman, third person between like you, them, and then the factories like around the world. They didn't just manufacture in China, it was all around the world. And so yeah, I had my little briefing with them, and I was like, this is going great. The CEO David calls me up. He's like, hello, we're great to hear from you. Could you tell me a little bit about your business? And meanwhile, I was on the train and I was trying to like cover the, you know, the train announcements every 2 seconds, being like, hi, yes, these are my hopes and dreams, please listen. And he's like, yeah, I think we've got like the guy for you. Like, I'm pretty sure we have like a manufacturer in China who's like a really good dressmaker. Like, we can hook you up with them. I was like, oh my god, please, that's so, yeah, that's great. I'm so excited. Thank you so much. And so I pay my first down payment with this manufacturer, and it was like 300-ish Australian, $300, and this would be for a tech pack and a sample. And so I was very excited to get both of these. I thought it was like a bit expensive at the time, considering I know how much some people have paid for samples on Alibaba is much less, but I was willing to risk it. I was like, you know what, I'm willing to invest in my business, we got this. And so some time goes by, it's like a month, and then it's like another month, and I'm like, any updates? Hello, like what the hell is going on? And they're like, oh yeah, we need some information from you. So I like plug it all in. I like sent them this sketch, a preliminary sketch like this of what I wanted the dress to look like. They took that and the materials that I had requested for it. So after a while, I do end up getting a tech pack. I want to say that it took like 4 months to get this tech pack. Like, it took much longer than I thought, and I constantly had to ask them to update it because it was annoying. I'd get like an email being like, notification, your tech pack has been updated, and then I would check it and nothing had been updated. So I kept having to like chase them up and follow them up, and I was like, you know what, I got this. I'll be persistent. I really want this to happen, so I'm willing to put in the work. I'll make it happen. The tech pack was like finished, and I was kind of like, okay, what's the next step here? Like, are we gonna be able to get a sample made, please? Like, that's what I paid for. Like, I did this because of the sample. At this point I had like not a lot of hope because of how the first part had already gone. And I will say the tech pack is okay, but I think I could have made it for myself on the internet with a bit of like a couple of hours worth of like researching what a tech pack looks like. You do learn how to make a tech pack in fashion school, but I didn't want to study a course to do that. I just kind of wanted to see someone else make a real one and then probably like copy off that. But I guarantee you that you'll be able to copy what's already out there and research on the internet instead of paying for one, honestly. Unless you need like a pattern. I would say a pattern you need to pay like a professional to do, but these tech packs are literally like an illustration, and then you just describe everything and measure everything, which you kind of, like, if you have a grasp on clothing, you should be able to do. And this is where things unfortunately take a turn for the worst. So basically I started getting updates being like, yep, your sample's being made, we're making a sample. And I'm like, yeah, cool, okay, waiting for the sample, hopefully I can release it. I thought I was advertising like on my Instagram story being like, yeah, we're gonna release this, we're gonna make it. Delay notifications. Unfortunately, due to COVID, due to the pandemic, your thing has been delayed. All the factories are closed down. And at first I was like, you know what? Yeah, fair enough. They probably are. I don't need to rush about this. And I was like, hopefully one day, like, it's just my one little dress. Hopefully one day we'll be able to make it. When I tell you I got like delay after delay after delay, it's now 2023 and I had given up. I was literally like, you know what? I'm done. I'm done waiting. This thing's never gonna come. I've been scammed. So I filed a request for a refund with my bank, and they were able to luckily clear all the funds, because at this point I had sunk, I think, $650 into this manufacturer and gotten a shitty tech pack. Like, that was it. I was kind of like, you know what, no, I'm getting my refund. Like, this is not worth it. And so my bank was actually able to get me all of my money back, which was fantastic. I was very, very happy. And then kind of like this affected a lot of my motivation to run the actual business, unfortunately, because I was kind of like then into the mindset of, well, if I can't get a manufacturer, then I'm always gonna have to make everything by hands. And for some reason it felt like my freedom had kind of been taken away a little bit, which is a little bit silly. Like, it hadn't, and there was definitely more things I could have tried, but for some reason it really got to me. It really got under my skin, and it was quite disheartening. And because I think I'd invested so much, like, mentally or emotionally in this, I really thought that it was going to work out, and when it didn't, and when it all kind of broke apart or like didn't meet my expectations, I was really upset, and I didn't have like a backup option or like, no, don't worry, well, this failed, but I'm just gonna keep going with this. And I think that's something I need to get better at, is failing, and failing faster, and knowing that, like, not being afraid to try other things, because I really let this become like a failure. I really let this become like a, no, I'm giving up. And unfortunately, it's like part of the reason that I closed the business as well, or stopped working on it, is because I felt like that it was hopeless to try and make stuff. Because, okay, as well, I have to say that if I'm gonna make a dress, I'm gonna make every single dress, the value of that is gonna be like a lot higher. Like, I'm gonna need to charge for my hours, and the dress is going to end up being like a $500-600 item, whereas if I could go through a manufacturer, I'd be actually able to charge it at a more realistic, affordable price point, which to me as a customer is super important. It's confusing. I found myself in this like loop of like, I don't know what to do because I can't price my dresses that much, but realistically I think I can. I start getting updates from the company being like, what do you want? They call me, they get my address, get my new address, and oh my god, it has arrived. I have not unboxed this, I have not opened it because I was like, I need to tell my story. I need to say why my brand died. And it is all because of you. All because of you. Now, this dress, you see the illustration, they decided to label it this, Mari.001. I don't know why. And I requested that they use like bridal satin, which is like the one that I always use on a lot of my commissions, and a velvet bow, and I can already tell that this looks like a suede, like towel-like material. Oh man. This is so weird. Oh, it's like soft. Okay, put that plastic out of here. It's really soft to touch. Oh my gosh. Oh my god. Well, there it is. It's so underwhelming. I can't even. Oh. You know, it has that classic like cheap J fashion dress thing where like they just put no fabric in it. Like they really don't put enough fabric into it. Like you can tell in the sleeve ruffles, this has been pocket, like, I wouldn't even say it's been ruffled. It's been scrunched. It's been scrunched a tiny bit, but it's not been ruffled. It has like a lining, like a cotton lining, but only on the inside. And look at this. It's like plushy fabric. Plushy. It's like plushy fabric. What? That's supposed to be velvet, a velvet bow. I mean, it has dots all the way down. I feel like that affects the how poofy the skirt is. I don't know why they've done like chiffon as the ruffles, even though I specifically requested a specific fabric and they did not follow that. It's really shiny and soft. Oh, yeah, it's just cheap. It's just cheaply made, which sucks. Zips in the side, like I said. I feel like I should try it on. Should I try it on? Yeah, we'll try it on. We'll see if it's cute. Alright, be right back. Okay. Oh my god, I put it on. It's like so widely open on the shoulders, it's like barely staying on. Out of 10, like rate this. Like, honestly, it's not that bad. It actually feels really nice. Like the fabric, I really like what they chose. It's like oddly fitted in the waist and chest, and like I feel like it's just too long, like it's been stretched out. It's back. Yeah, not bad. These are so sad. They should be way more ruffles, but like pop off. They tried, I guess. They tried. This is ugly as hell. 0 out of 10 for this little bow. Do not like it at all. I feel like I'm gonna have to show you the full body thing. Now, I gotta be honest, for a free dress, it's not that bad, but I learned a lot of lessons from this. I feel like the takeaway, I've learned a lot in these 3 years. It's been a weird, long-spanning project, so it's funny to me to be able to look back at the whole thing with some closure now. But yeah, I really want to just say, now, I think that there's someone who's done this really successfully here on YouTube, Mikan Mandarin. She's actually started her own brand, Vina of the Valley, which also sort of fits a very similar style for what I was going for. And it's been really great to see her start up her own business and kind of follow that through with quite a few launches of different custom like dresses and clothing, of course. So I'm really inspired to see that she's figured it out, and maybe it's something that I can revisit in the future. But there's a lot you could like learn here, and I feel like you shouldn't do what I did and just give up, because there's a whole world of opportunity out there. There's a whole world of options and things that you can try differently, rather than just like being like, well, that didn't work out, I'm gonna give up completely now. I feel like I definitely should have been like, okay, this didn't work, what can I try next? Like, rather than just giving up. You can probably apply that to a lot of things in your life as well. Like, this is clearly something that I still need to work on with my confidence and believing that I have the right to do something like this. Like, I'm allowed to make a clothing brand if I want to. Nobody has to give me permission, kind of thing, because that's also something that seems to hold me back quite a lot. But I hope you enjoyed today's ranty video, and let me know what you think of the sample in the comments. I will not be releasing this anytime soon, so don't look forward to that. But I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I'll catch you later. Bye!